Right, this is going to be super odd because it's a weird layout. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're all healthy, and I hope the charts have been treating you well. So, I did miss a Sunday recap yesterday. I was very busy, and we're going to do it now since we're on the live trading session. A layout you might not be familiar with when you've seen my content. I am now trading futures. I have bitten the bullet. I've taken the bullet, shot the bullet, whatever, um, on taking a funded account on futures. I am starting to regret it a little bit because I went with Holoprime. Holoprime looked to have had a pretty decent deal going on. They have pretty consistent payouts. They're the only prop firm that have three um, different things, right? CFDs, Forex, cryptos, and futures, which to me means it takes an immense amount of capital to sustain these products. It means that they are very well funded, therefore, the probability of them being liquidated or going into isolation is relatively low risk. And that is the reason why I chose to go for my first futures prop firm with Holoprime. Now, the thing is, I'm not a very big fan of this DX trade by GUI Trade Futures at all. It's a very clunky system. You don't get the long or shorts even on this at all. And trying to find a chart that has something of similar nature on TradingView is quite difficult. And actually, if I wanted to use the COMEX market, I'd need to pay for real-time data. So for the time being, I'm just going to use this just to get a feel of things. It's not the most accurate, so there's going to be quite a lot of challenge moving forward. Now, I want to focus in on predominantly this week, which would be last week's this week, the last week's next week. Um, let's bring up the two trades first, or the one trade that I took on Wednesday, which was basically self-sabotage on my top 125k funded challenge. It's a challenge account, not funding account. And this is what's brought me back into a little bit of drawdown on this account. So we took a sell based off of this area. However, what we didn't understand or what we forgot about completely was the fact that actually my original plan here was to take a buy position. And as you can see, price action would have acted in as a buy. I was a bit too preemptive, a bit too presumptuous on this. And actually, if we look on the charts again a couple of days after, you would have seen price action rally the entire way down. So once price action tried this area, you would have just been stopped out at break even of this buy. Price action comes down to then give you the proper validation, which is price action pushing down, giving you the proper retest towards your resistance area, respecting it as a resistance to then start pushing you down towards a 4 TP at 47.08. So for me, it was very careless. And again, the past prior week of price action has just been just bad. I don't like it at all. Don't like it one bit. Um, but anyway, that's the week is in the past. The biggest shift in terms of my focus is now pushing in towards futures. I decided to take the chance on futures because of the things that I've heard, centralized spreads, so there's no slippages or whatever sorts. Um, but I still have to get used to it. I don't even know if this is the right instrument, if I'm looking at the right symbol. But again, it's all going to be learning terms. So if anybody out there trades futures and you've got a little bit more experience or you feel confident with trading futures, can you at least leave a comment down below so I can kind of pick your brain about things? Now, there's going to be a lot of studying here, including lot size, which as you can see here, I'm already up 290, and that was because this morning when I was playing around with it, my ticker states that this is a $1 per tick. I can't seem to get it up anymore. Let's see. Micro mini futures. It should show I have there we go, $1 per tick value. So I don't know if I'm understanding this right or wrong. I entered in with a 10 quantity because I wanted $10 per tick. But that was very much not the case because when price action ran in my buy for less than 2 ticks and I'm up 290. I'm not too sure if I'm understanding ticks right. But again, it's all going to be a learning process. So for the time being, I'm just going to enter with the smallest quantity available, which is one contract. And I am trading a no, sorry, not mini, micro gold futures, which I think is equivalent to like a third or it goes mini then micro. So micro is like the smallest, which is like a tenth of a normal full gold contract. So there's a lot going on, but for the time being, I just want to understand the charts, get a good read on price action, and see if we can execute a proper solid trade. A big thing with the futures is you don't have a stop loss and take profit. You have what you have is you set a buy stop or a buy limit or a market execution, and then when you want to set your stops, you basically, for example, if you're in a sell, you put a sell stop or a sell limit above price action, and that acts um, as your stop loss, or sorry, a buy, because you're canceling out that order. If you have one contract in a sell, your stop loss is going to be buying back that one contract at a higher price. And that's how it works. So again, I've got to get my head around all of this, especially the levels. I don't really quite understand it. It's also in a time where price action currently, behavior wise, isn't exactly as I am familiar with price action. So it's going to be very interesting to first, you've got a new trade account, you've got a new interface, you've got new futures price action, and all of this to worry about. Especially the biggest worry that I have is this not syncing up correctly. You can see that this is at 4454 and my current broker, okay, it is 4454, but sometimes it will fluctuate quite a bit, and there might be a little bit of a delay. So this is the new focus. The new focus is to really kind of focus on trading this 1% risk on a 100K account, trying to pass this. As you see, it's a challenge account. It says demo on it. It's a demo mode. This is not a fully funded account. It is just a challenge phase. So I'm gonna try and be as transparent as possible. It's literally like overturning a new stone, a new rock, and bringing me into a new chapter. So a new interface, we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see how it goes. And if you are interested in looking at how I learn about futures, if you're someone that already knows how to trade futures, let me know in the comments any form of advice. And that's that. So I'm gonna leave it here. We're going to focus on trying to get some good trades. In this current setup, I'm waiting for the daily rebreak of the highs to get tapped just to give me some form of indication as where price wants to go. You've got a massive, massive range that price is printed. You've had a massive sell-off, barely a bottom wick candle closure on the previous daily time frame. If we can get a rebreak of the daily highs, give me some form of retest, then we'll begin to start to understand what price action will do. So either at this area on the lower time frame, price will start breaking out towards the upside, get some liquidity to the downside here first, or price action is going to tap these highs to then rebreak, come back down, look at a sell-off again to continue rebreaking the daily lows. This is why I'm looking to wait for the daily retests of the highs to determine some form of direction. So it's a wrap for the Sunday recap. This is the focus that I have. This is the new update that we have, and hopefully we can make some form of progression. I'm not putting in a plan to say, look, I must pass this account. That's absolutely not the case. I got this on a very, very good deal. It only cost me about $70 or $80, which is about 60 something pounds. So I'm utilizing this as a very big learning opportunity for me to get a grip with futures, for me to get familiar with the interface. Again, DX trade, I never want to trade on it again, but for the sake of this, we're going to use it. And that's that. So it's a wrap for the day. It's a wrap for the Sunday recap, and follow along if you're interested in this journey.